Hello, folks, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. I'm your host, John. I hope everyone's excited for the episode because we're gonna work hard on it. Today, we have Michael on.
I am pointing my fingers a lot at my computer.
You're pointing your fingers at them? What do you mean?
Kind of like business guns, but without the
Oh, yeah, you're doing like an kind of deal.
Yeah, right. You got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do got it, I think, because I'm doing the like waggling right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're wagging your finger, but you're just doing one wag.
All right.
Gotcha. Try it at home.
Yeah, let's see how it feels for you, you know? This is your own...
Make it your own. Do it to strangers. Do it to friends and family. See how long it takes to annoy the people around you.
See how long it takes for somebody to get sick and tired of your shit and break your finger.
Now you know now you know what it's like to hang out with John and I.
Absolutely.
Just us doing the dumbest shit.
Oh boy. So Michael.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like soda that costs more than $1?
Doesn't like all soda? Okay, hold on. We have to clarify it, right? So am I just like restricted to a normal bottled soda, a 20 ounce?
No, now I specifically mean like nice soda that you just get in like a bottle.
Uh-huh.
Like a glass bottle.
Glass bottle soda?
Yeah, that's like...
Am I going to a bar fight later and I want to be sober?
A little bit more high-end, you know? Like...
Oh, okay, so like one of those...
I'm not talking Coca-Cola.
No.
I'm talking something nicer.
Yeah, so like you go into those specialty stores and they've got like the root beer that was made in someone's farm in Minnesota that was specially spiced.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're talking high-end stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like a good root beer. I like a cherry cola.
Okay.
I don't tend to stray into like the weird flavors. I don't know if you like the weird like this one's watermelon sour. Like I'm not eating candy. I'm drinking a pop. I'm drinking a soda. I don't ever call them pop. So
that's what I actually really like. I mean, I do enjoy a cherry cola, a root beer, etc., but I do also go for those weird flavors. The like, I've had cotton candy soda before, and it was blue, and it was kind of gross, honestly.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't you just go get cotton candy?
Because I wanted to try it. I don't know.
Okay,
but right now,
Oh, you're drinking one of them fancy sodas.
Well,
kinda high end. So
I'm drinking vanilla cream Faygo right now.
Oh, Faygo.
It's delicious.
No, it's not.
It actually very much is.
Are you down with the clown?
Not really.
Why are you drinking Faygo? Why on earth would you get Faygo?
Because it's delicious.
No, it's not. Get Fanta. Get something.
Fanta's fine too.
Yeah, better. Wait, say it again.
Fanta.
Are you in the commercial? Why do you say it like that? Why do you say
that was how it was pronounced.
Why do you say it like Dan Reichert would say it?
I thought that was how it was pronounced.
No, just Fanta, the way it's spelled. This isn't, no. Fanta, no. The car is Jaguar, it's not Jaguar, go away.
I know that. The Jaguar.
Jaguar, no, you're
Jaguar.
Just, no. It's Fanta. It's just Fanta.
Fanta.
What's your favorite flavor of Fanta?
It's the orange.
Okay, yeah. Fanta.
But no, have you had Faygo before?
Yeah, there have been...
Which kind?
I've been desperate enough to drink me a Faygo.
What kind have you had?
It was sadness, so any of them.
Okay, because vanilla cream Faygo is actually very good.
I'm honestly surprised there is a vanilla cream. That just seems like... That seems too high-end.
I mean, this looks high-end. Like, if it didn't say Faygo on it, you'd just be like, this is like a nice... This is like one of those, like, $2 sodas that you would get from, like, a specialty store. But no, it's a Faygo.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Faygo.
And it's good.
No.
It's very good.
No.
I like it.
No.
I like it.
The only good thing about that is if your friends get rowdy, you can protect them with the glass bottle. That's the only good thing about that.
After I drink all the Faygo, though.
Well, yeah, you don't want to... Listen, if you spent $2 on a damn Faygo, you're gonna lick the bottle clean. Come on.
I spent $1.20 on it. I didn't spend $2 on it.
Sodas are expensive. Sodas...
They are.
You go to some places, it's like, oh, it's $1 something for this 20-ounce soda. I'll be thirst quencher. You go to other places, it's like $3.
Yeah.
For a soda.
It's a little much.
For liquid enjoyment. No.
What are some other, like, weirder sodas that you like? Do you have any specifics?
I don't know. Listen, I found the thing that I enjoy. I'm not going to go try me a mayonnaise soda or whatever you want me to. I don't want to know what you're doing. You're doing cotton candy. You're doing mustard sodas. Whatever you're doing over there.
I like that, what is it? That Pepsi drink? It's like 1853 or some shit.
Yeah, Pepsi? That Pepsi drink.
No. You know what I'm talking about.
The ginger soda, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good.
I saw one of those today, and I think it was... Because they have 2 of them now, and now they have a 3rd. And I want to say it was like 1893 citrus. And it kind of feels like they're just building back up to their different actual existing flavors. Like, this one's like old-timey Pepsi, and then we're going to add this, and now it's just Pepsi again. It's just in a can.
We're gonna have old-timey Mountain Dew, old-timey fucking everything that Pepsi is attached to. It's like, well, okay.
Old-timey heroin. This is what we used to sell inside of a bottle. I don't know why they're old prospectors. They are.
Yeah. Speaking of prospectors.
Yeah.
Michael, have you dug up any gold this week?
Well, I have been in
video games, I guess.
No, I have played a few games, but I was pretty busy. I was in the Disney.
Oh yeah, that's right. You went on vacay.
Yeah, like a 48-hour vacation, if that's a vacation.
It can be.
Sure. I don't know. In 90-degree full humidity weather, is it a vacation?
Depends on how much fun you're having.
I guess it was hot. Holy shit, was it hot?
Yeah.
It was hot there. But yeah, I had fun. Went to Disney Springs, which is like the little thing full of like shops and restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And then tried to go on the great movie ride in what used to be MGM for the last time because that's closing, but didn't manage it. So did other stuff.
That's a shame.
Yeah, but eventually it rained, and it was actually kind of nice then because it was just drizzling. Mm-hmm. So it became nice to like, oh, let's just walk around the park and go on rides that are now 15-minute waits because all the tourists left because they see rain and panic, and it's like, oh, this will end. It's Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was able to do that and had some nice dinners, some nice lunches. I like a good lunch. And then that was about it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good time at Disney.
Thanks. Yeah, when I go to Disney, it's rarely like the 4, 5, 7 day trip where we hit every park. It's like, I don't know, what did we not do last time? Let's go do that this time. Mm-hmm. Where can we drink around Epcot? Okay, let's do that. It's little things like that. The benefits of actually having a one of those passes. So.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
What else have you been up to?
Oh, before I go into games I played, I'm gonna jump off a cliff. It's called Kingdom Hearts.
Really?
I'm going to. Before the podcast, I listed all the games I need to finish to you. So maybe
Yes.
I'll be playing those, but I think I'm going to sit down and play Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
Because I was watching some screenshots and some gameplay. Kingdom Hearts 1 just looks bad. I've started it before, and I've not gotten more than an hour into it because of how boring it is. But maybe Kingdom Hearts 2 is just slightly better and more enjoyable?
It is.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do that.
You got it. You
Yeah.
know, you can.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Michael. I believe that you will play through Kingdom Hearts 2. There's some dumb shit in that game. Don't be fooled.
Listen,
but
you
when
don't
it's
need
good,
to tell me that there's dumb shit in Kingdom Hearts. I know.
Like there are multiple cutscenes in that game where I'm just like sitting there watching these like multiple figures in black hoods that you can't tell who they are, you don't know their names, you don't know what their faces are. They're just standing around in circles just like, and so Xemnas foretold that this will occur. Now, when Sora unlocks the key, he will power the force, and I'm just like, bah! And then there, like 10 minutes later, there's a scene where Goofy and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast hang out, and I'm like, that's fun. So, you know.
As someone who read through the Wikipedia entry to try to figure out the plot of Kingdom Hearts, I've experienced that, where it is just indecipherable names, and this guy showed up. He's the real bad guy. Like, all right. Where's Maleficent? I want to hang out with her. She turns into a dragon.
Yeah, there are like 3 separate instances in the games that I have played so far where it turns out that there is another bad guy who is behind it all.
Great. What a great series that is getting a 3rd entry.
It's supposed to be the last one. Maybe they'll reveal one last villain.
There's no way that's the last one.
I would actually, I think the best thing they could do is right at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, it turns out that Maleficent was behind everything and just went all the way back. And they were just like, yeah, Maleficent did it the whole time. Fuck it.
I'd be okay with that. It's so weird that they took like a little bit of Final Fantasy, a little bit of Disney, and looked at those 2 absolutely hugely convoluted sources of IP and said, what if we added our own bullshit on top? And I have to imagine that was partly because like Disney's very specific about its IP and how it can be used.
Mm-hmm.
So that had to have been the restriction. Like, well, we can't have Sephiroth be the bad guy because that would kind of suck. So these people, like, that had to have been it. And that's just a weird way to go.
I mean, I know that partially it was also because they were gonna try to make it its own thing, and like there was a TV show planned, and if the TV show like took off, they were gonna like start incorporating it into the theme parks, and that all just got canceled.
Thank God.
So yeah, that would have been really weird. That would have been strange seeing like someone in a fucking gigantic Sora outfit.
So
that would have been real scary.
In certain parts of the park, all the parks at Disney, all the Disneys sell pins. Mm-hmm. And those pins, I guess are like collector's items, but there's so many that I can't ever imagine trying to collect them all. And they're constantly introducing new pins. They cover everything, every IP, every character, multiple times. There is a Mickey pin with like the hood, the black hood up. Mm-hmm. So there's one pin out there that is Kingdom Hearts Mickey somewhere. I've seen it multiple times. So Kingdom Hearts has infected Disney at the smallest of levels, but too much infection, in my opinion.
I mean, I mentioned this previously, but like the only reason why I ever like knew about Kingdom Hearts was because my dad brought home the second one when it first came out. Just because he was like, oh, this is for PS2. My son has a PS2, and I can get this for really cheap because I work there.
And thus the mark of the devil was placed upon your forehead.
Truly. Oh, boy.
I guess I'll play that at some point. But I did something else.
Yeah, why don't you tell me what's been really going on with you?
I played quite a bit of Sudden Strike 4. I don't know if you guys mentioned the review last week or not, but that went up. I don't know when that went up, incongruent with the podcast recording. It
was like right when you left.
Yeah, it was like the next day. I don't remember. It's a blur. It's a blur. Mm-hmm. I played me some Sudden Strike 4. I almost said Final Fantasy. Sudden Strike 4, which the review's up now. I gave it 3 stars. It's a World War II historical RTS that has been around for 27 years. I think the first one came out like 2000 or 1999. It's pretty basic. Like I find it really neat because I love history and I have a soft spot for that game because I played the original one so long ago. And there are a lot of neat things to it. Like, you don't just control units. So like if you control like a truck, and it gives you a truck at the beginning, and the truck has like a machine gun on top. The truck is almost always filled with dudes, like troops. And you can drive that truck somewhere, unload all your troops, and then now you command the truck and the troops separately. Or together as one big, like, squad. And then you can have all the troops get back, or different troops, get back into that truck. And the same goes with, like, houses and artillery you find. Like, it feels more like a real battle of... I found these dudes in this artillery cannon, and I shot them, and now they're both dead. Now I can send 2 of my dudes over and get in the artillery, and now they're using it. And then I can hook it up to a truck, and then move it where I need it, and then rotate it so it's facing the right way, so that when tanks cross this bridge, I can blow up the tanks. Or you can just shoot the bridge out from underneath them. There's a lot of, like, choices and subtlety to the way you control your troops that makes that game really interesting. But also, a lot of the stuff in it feels really just like an old school RTS. A lot of like kind of just like the original StarCraft felt, but without base building. Just a lot of, tanks beat infantry beat this, this beats that. A lot of like not necessarily rock, paper, scissors, but a lot of figuring out which units are better against other units. But I had fun playing it. Like, you play as you play in the Western Front, and so you play as the Allies, the Nazis, and the Soviets, and each of their campaigns feels different. So the Allies tends to focus early on like landing behind D-Day. So you are one dude and you have to go find your other parachuters. And then when you find them, now you have to blow up these bridges, but you have to stay pretty stealthy because, you don't want to get caught in the open and lose all your units. And as you build up through both that campaign and that particular level, you get like more dudes, you get more, tanks that are landing at the D-Day beaches. It kind of blossoms out into like a full force, much like it did in the real campaign. Mm-hmm. Whereas when you're the Soviets, you are starting at the very end of the German campaign into Russia. So you're like 2 dudes behind these sandbags, and then 2 dudes a half a mile down, and you're the last line. And one of the levels is just that. And you are protecting supplies as they go by. And the Germans are crossing like a frozen lake. So you can actually shoot the ice. If you're the good strategy is to shoot the ice underneath the tanks. Because that way you don't run out of ammo. That way you don't run out of like getting overwhelmed and run out of dudes to man the artillery. They add little interesting things that are historically accurate to... That's
impressive, yeah.
Yeah. But it there's a lot of management to the game. Like I said, you can run out of ammo. I would find all my tanks were constantly running out of gas. And you do have trucks that fill them up. But even those trucks can run out of both gas to give to people, but gas themselves So it can get frustrating, like being in the middle of a mission that you're trying for the first time, and suddenly you have new objectives that weren't going to happen, or that you didn't know were going to happen, or a counterattack. And so it's like, wait, I didn't know there'd be a counterattack here. I wasted all my tanks just trying to blow through this mission as quickly as possible. And that's where it gets really frustrating. That's what I mean by it also feels kind of old. I get to retry this level. Like, I don't really want to retry this level. I've spent 30 minutes on it. I want to end this level and go to the next one. And I think all three of the campaigns kind of has that hanging around its neck. So I had fun with it, but it does have like a lot of little caveats that I think just weighs it down. It makes it feel kind of dated, even though it's a new developer and it's Calypso publishing it as well. So that's completely new from the previous 3 entries. So at least it's got life again, and maybe this one will do well enough that they can build upon it, and it'll be a 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it for new stuff. I watched Andy play The Shrouded Isle.
Yeah, we have that video up on the site.
Mm-hmm. That game looks neat. I don't know if I want to grab it or not, but that game looks really neat. It is a you can go watch the video now. I think it's like a 25-minute video. It's real short. You'll understand it within 10 minutes if it's a kind of game for you. It is a cult management game. You are on the Shrouded Isle, and you have to command like these 5 families, and each of the families influences 5 different qualities in your cult of like ignorance. You want to have high ignorance. You want to have high fervor, and so you have to pick different people. And those people will have traits that both benefit you and hurt you. And depending on who you pick, sometimes the benefits are great and sometimes they're really bad. And you won't always know what they are. You just have to increase the satisfaction of those families to find out who has what. And I don't think you will know who has what at some point, maybe towards the end. And you have to survive like 4 years managing these families and keeping all the stats up, or as up as possible. And then you can also kill people and sacrifice people. So that seemed really neat. I'm glad I got to actually see how that was played, because I know Andy was into it. And I love it.
It looked really neat. Yeah, I watched your video, and it has like such like a dark sense of humor and really awesome art style.
Yeah, a lot of the negative quirks are like flirty or pervert is the real harsh version of that, and someone who knows too much. Someone you don't want. It's really neat. It has a real strong art style, real strong like aesthetic to it. Andy described it as like Darkest Dungeon like, and it really does. It's all menus technically, but the main menu when you're looking at the 5 houses on the little island, that reminds me of the Darkest Dungeon like town before you went off on like quests and stuff. So it kind of has that like Victorian, scary eldritch vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other game I've been playing is Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started watching Dragon Ball Super on the Cartoon Network, and that show sucks. So I started looking up the spoilers, because that show starts really slapsticky, literally like haha, like not poking at itself, just like characters having fun. Even like the bad guy isn't really the bad guy. He's I don't know. It just sucks. And then after the first bad guy, they bring back Frieza, and it's like, oh, great. And they introduce new forms left and right. So I started looking up the Japanese release of that show instead of the English one on Cartoon Network, and it seems like it gets worse. So it made me want to like get in, like remind myself what good Dragon Ball Z stuff it was, and I heard good stuff about Xenoverse, and so far it seems pretty good. It reminds me a lot of the older like Budokai games. Getting to like kind of relive the old like the stuff that happened in the show, but from different perspectives. So it's not like I'm playing Goku. Goku's unstoppable. It's like, no, you design your own person and give them moves of other people in the show. So that's actually really neat, and I really like it. And it does remind me of a particular Dragon Ball game, and I think there were multiples. I think this one had sequels. It was a board game Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It wasn't like Mario Party where you like roll the dice, but it was like a board was set up, and you had to go through, and it was like Super Mario 3 or Mario 3, where you had to go through and follow like these paths, and different paths would lead you to different fights, and you had to eventually get to the chronicle fights, you know, fighting through the androids or whatever the fuck you're doing, and then you could go to the next one, and it got really, really hard.
Okay.
I'll have to look up what that game is, but that's what this one kind of reminds me of like, sure, you can go off and do the story because you're like altering time, but like the official story, or you can go over here and earn different stuff by doing these, like, I don't know, fight Yamcha, Tien, and Gohan with 3 dudes you pick. You do the side stuff. That's kind of how that reminds me of it, but without the cool board game aspect. Everyone loves board games in Dragon Ball. It's a known fact.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's true, we all do.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I need to finish Injustice 2. I need to start Mass Effect, and I need to finish Persona. But fuck it, let's play some Dragon Ball games, right?
Yeah, let's all have fun. It's all good.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
The opposite of fun.
Yeah. So, you know, I've been kind of just doing some smaller stuff off and on. But the big thing that I can only briefly talk about is I got a code for Yakuza Kiwami. Now that is the remake of the first Yakuza game.
So this takes place after Yakuza 0.
Yes.
Okay. And Yakuza 0 was new? That was not a remake, correct?
Yes, that's a new game. It's a prequel. And they actually take some time to, like, integrate the stuff that happens in 0 into Kiwami. Like, there are new cutscenes that reflect things that happen in 0.
Okay. And then they're making Yakuza 6.
Yes.
And that comes out next year.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of Yakuza.
It sure is.
I've never finished a Yakuza game because of how long they are.
They are very long. I've only 100% finished 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done with 0.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm going to review Kiwami, so I definitely want to finish both 0 and Kiwami before the end of the year, because, you know,
yeah,
we got to talk about that shit. But, so far Kiwami's, it's more Yakuza. I don't want to go too in-depth, because, you know, I just want to talk about it in the review, but, you know, me saying it's more Yakuza should tell you plenty. So don't worry too much about that, I guess.
Well, it is a remake, isn't it? Like, essentially, I know they've changed some stuff, but
yeah. So it is a remake, but it is like it's not just like an HD boost. Like, they have added new side stories, because I do think that they like explicitly wanted to bring some of the like humor that has come in from the newer games. Like, there's still funny bits in the first couple of Yakuza games, but a lot of the side stories in the later games are what makes those games so memorable. And I think they were pretty explicitly like, yeah, we want to throw in a couple of side stories that are more funny so people remember them.
So the first ones are more serious in tone?
I mean, you know, there was still like jokey stuff, but it is just consistently serious in the story department. Like, okay, yeah, there's like there's murder going down like in the first 10 minutes of that game.
Yeah,
but no, it's still more Yakuza. So, you know, just I mean, I haven't gotten to the part where they said I'm not supposed to talk about past.
Sure. I think you're allowed to talk about the embargo, just not what is past the embargo. Sure,
yeah. But yeah, like the other new things that they added, the big new thing was the Majima Everywhere, where what it is now I'll just mention that I guess I didn't understand exactly what it was gonna be when they explained it on like the PlayStation blog a while back. The way that it sounded like, I thought that Majima was just gonna like pop up randomly without any kind of like rhyme or reason. It was just going to be as random as, like, you know how, like, you'll walk around in the map and, like, random thugs will come up and harass you? I thought it was going to be like that, but with Majima, where he's, like, got a bunch more health and he's got, like, weapons and all that. But instead, it's more like you do specific tasks and then he appears. Like, the one time that I've met him so far was, like, it was right at the beginning, and I went and bought something from the store, and I went and bought a bento, and, you know, like, you can heat up a bento, so Kiryu in the cutscene's like, hey, can I get this heated up? And then he looks up and he sees that Majima's replaced the guy at the counter, and he's like, I'd rather our fight get heated up, and then you have to fight him.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's just, like, stuff like that, where he shows up in the story more, he shows, like, and once you beat him, like, a meter fills, and it's like, you have completed all of the Majima Everywhere bits for this section of the story. And then once you get further in the story, it unlocks more of the world, it unlocks more things to do, and you'll run into Majima in other places. So, it's not just like it is random, but it's more, like, structured than I thought it would be. And you also unlock things for beating him. I won't go into specifics, but it's not as just, like, it's not as random and frustrating as I thought it was going to be, so I like that a lot.
It's not like Mr. Beatdown.
Exactly, yeah. Thank God it's not Mr. Beatdown. They learned from that. I'm happy. But yeah, that's the big thing that I've been playing.
Neat. I'm hoping to play one of those before. I don't know. I watched a lot of Yakuza 0, the Giant Bombs playthrough, and I know what a Yakuza plays like, so I feel like I don't even need to touch it. Like, I know what a Yakuza is, and I've seen everything, so...
Yeah, you basically experienced that. I mean, if you do want to actually play one of the 2 games that came out this year, Kiwami's like $30. Like, yeah. It's full price, and then that's going to drop in a couple months. So I bet
Zero's pretty low by now.
Yeah, it's probably pretty cheap too.
I don't know.
But they're both great games.
Isn't 6 the one with the New Japan wrestlers?
Yes, 6 is going to have NJPW characters.
All right, I'm waiting then.
That's like, I think they already said that that's going to be like early next year even. Like, they're just going boom, boom, boom. They're just getting them out.
Weird. I think you would want to wait, but whatever. If they sell, they sell.
They seem to sell really. I mean, Zero sold like crazy, and
yeah,
Kiwami's going for pretty cheap, so I'm sure people will just pick that up. And, you know, since both of those games are, I mean, I can't say if Kiwami's going to be popular per se, but both of those games are super popular, then I'm sure people will want to play 6.
Yeah, I have a feeling 6 will probably go in a little bit harder with the marketing and stuff, because 0 is, you know, it was a prequel, and I feel like when 5, and even 4, but especially when 5 came out, there was Yakuza. People weren't maybe talking about it like they did with 0, because it was so goofy, but there was, like, Yakuza was in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Kawaii is just kind of like, yeah, it's a remake.
Did you call it Kawaii?
What is it?
Kiwami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be called Kawaii.
Every Yakuza is Yakuza Kawaii, let's be real. Have
True.
you seen those guys? They are all very, very great. They're all cute. I love them. God bless Kiryu.
Yeah. Kiryu, yeah. I'm trying to think of the others.
I mean, there's Kiryu, who you play as in, like, all of them.
Yeah.
Majima. And there's fuck. I'm blanking.
He's new, though, isn't he? He was only around in, like, 5 or 4.
Majima?
No, the third guy.
Well, there were 4 playable characters in 4.
Right.
There was... I'm blanking on their names, but Akiyama. Akiyama's the guy who does the loans. Then I'm blanking on the name of the, like, big dude. There's, like, a big burly guy. And then there's the cop. And you only played the cop for, like, a short time.
Right. Okay. Jeez.
Yeah.
I remember...
And then there's 4 characters in 5 as well, but I didn't really get that far in that.
Yeah, I remember one of them, if you buy it, it has like all the cutscenes from the first 3. And if you ever want to confuse yourself, speaking of Kingdom Hearts and convoluted stories, watch those cutscenes and try to figure out what the hell is happening in Yakuza.
Yeah, I think they have that in 4 and 5, where they have the reminisce option, where you just go through all the like cutscenes from 1, 2, and 3.
All I remember is Millennium Tower blowing up every single time and money being everywhere. I like that by the time they got to 3, they're like, we have to do it. It would be good. It would be like if Die Hard went back to the building every time. Like, we have to blow up this building and someone named Grouper has to fall from it. That's just how we do it. We could stop rebuilding this building, but who wants to do that?
Oh, fuck. Fucking Millennium Tower. It's so good.
Also a really dumb name for a random tower. I don't even know what that tower is.
I realized last night that I know like the city from Yakuza really well now because I've played... Like, I beat 4 this year, so I've played 3 Yakuza games just this year.
Jesus.
So I know Kamurocho, like, so well now. Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about when you mentioned Le Marche and, like...
Oh, it's around the corner. So is Yakuza like Persona 5, where they took a real area, or is it just kind of a hodgepodge?
It's based on a district in Tokyo, but very, very loosely. Like it's just like a red light districty place in Tokyo. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not like Persona 5 where you can actually go to some of the places that they modeled. Like I have seen pictures of the like laundry room that you wash your clothes in. Yeah,
the laundromat, spa, and coffee shop are all actual real places, and I think they're all in the same alley. That alley exists, and so does like a lot of the other stuff. That's surreal to me.
It's super wild.
See like real pictures, like that's where I increase my charm. All right then.
All right, why don't we head on over to news?
All right, physically stand up and head over to news.
What, you don't?
All right, hold on. All right, standing up. All right.
All right.
I'm just looking at my chair. I'm not doing anything.
Okay, you can sit back down, Michael. Would you like to read the first news article?
I can read. Hold on. Now I got to readjust my chair. You made me stand up.
Take a moment.
It's on stuff. There we go. I wish I was like doing Foley work instead of actually moving my chair. Yeah, perfect. Yep, that's the noise of a chair. Squeaky door and chair. John Wachowski. A couple games got delayed.
Uh-oh.
We'll start with the one that only hurts me. Actually, these both kind of hurt me deep inside, but this one hurts less. Cook Serve Delicious 2 was delayed a couple weeks. It will be coming out on September 13th. So only a few weeks. It was supposed to come out next week. So it's only a few weeks. That's a few weeks that I won't be able to play Cook Serve Delicious. But they did, David, I think is the name of the developer. He did like post some more screenshots of food, and he posted some hot wings, and they look delicious. It looks so good. All that food looks so good in that sequel.
The game has to continue to cook, so when he serves it, it will be extra delicious.
Remember at the beginning of the podcast when I was like pointing like real happily? And now I'm pointing, but with my middle fingers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other game that was delayed had a bit of a heftier delay, and thus twists the knife. Crackdown 3 will no longer be coming out this year. It will be coming out spring 2018. They didn't really give a reason. Microsoft was pretty full court press in apologizing. I saw, whatchamacallit, the guy who heads the whole thing. Spencer? What's his name?
Fucking
Nathan
Spencer, the guy from Bionic Commando.
Nathan Spencer from Bionic Commando came out and said, "Sorry, everybody," and and then ripped down a wall that with his tethers that said 2018. Yeah, they delayed it 2018. They didn't really give a strong reason why other than to say it's a big video game that it takes a while to finish. And that's kind of my only reaction, is it's a big video game and they take a while to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how much of this is strategic looking at the end of the year and all the big games that come out. And, you know, you're also releasing some hardware. So maybe you delay it a bit. Just to kind of get yourself in a better footing and finish the game. But it's been so long, it's so hard to tell with this game why would you ever want to delay it? So, kind of sucks for them and their portfolio going forward, but, you know, the only console manufacturer with a bunch of exclusives anymore seems to be Nintendo. So, it doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. But it's a bummer. Like, I was kind of looking forward to seeing if the new Crackdown was any good, and to have to wait a couple more months. Spring is also pretty ambiguous. That to me says Q2, not Q1. So, I don't know. I don't like it when they say spring, because like what my belief of what spring is different than like Q2. Q2 ends in like June. So that could be like a May game that could get really pushed back. And if it's pushed back that much, that's a pretty significant delay. So, I guess if it comes out and it's good, great, but that's not the best of signs. So, just fingers crossed for the Crackdown.
Amen.
Yep.
All right. Our other piece of news was a bit of a leak, but what a leak it was.
If I had a dime for every time someone yelled that. What a leak!
What a leak!
Thanks, sir. It's a public restroom. I appreciate it if you didn't look over the stall. God, I hate public restrooms. So much.
So our good personal friend, Swery, was set to announce his next game at PAX West in about 2-3 weeks. Sure.
2 weeks.
September 2nd. September 2nd is when he was supposed to have his panel.
Look it up on your calendars. You judge how many weeks that is.
He's still going to have that panel, but the game that he's going to announce got leaked out via a Fig campaign email. So we now know what it is. His next game, his post D4 game, is a mystery RPG called The Good Life. Now, you play as a photographer named Naomi, who comes from New York to a sleepy little town called Rainy Woods that is described as the happiest town in the world.
So it's Twin Peaks. Okay, got it.
Sure, it's probably going to be very Twin Peaks, but the twist is that
there's a murderer. A young woman is murdered, and now you're an FBI agent, and you love coffee. What a twist.
There has not been a mention of coffee yet.
Oh, so we'll see. Have to know. All right, let's keep going.
We'll see. But the twist is that every night, everyone in the town turns into a cat.
Yeah, I am so into this. I'm into turning into cats.
So there's not really much else information yet. We know it's some kind of RPG. Swery says that there is a brand new style of gameplay, but it will inherit the spirit of Deadly Premonition.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
It'll look like a broke-ass PS1 game?
I hope so. That would be great. But, you know, we'll probably get some more information on September 2nd, but yeah. I just seeing this, I really hope that it reaches its goal and that he can make his game, because holy shit, do I want to play this game.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed everything Swery's put out, even with their weirdness. So, throw in cats and RPG, and I'm all in.
It's just called The Good Life. Like, that is just, it's so good. Holy shit.
I mean, other than D4, don't all his games have just generic-ass titles? Deadly Premonition.
Well, that's its localized name. I think the Japanese name is like Red Seed's Profile or something like that.
That's even better.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Swery loves you all. That's all I gotta remind you of, because he's
Follows everyone.
Yeah, he signs like all of his, like he wrote like a little letter in the Fig campaign thing, and of course he signs it off with just "I love you all." Like,
He's so positive. It's great. I'm glad that there is still a force of positivity that exists. And it's a man who likes monkeys.
If you friend him on Facebook, which he usually accepts friend requests, he wishes you happy birthday on your birthday.
He follows everyone back on Twitter.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that I look forward to every year. Every year, it's always like the night before because of how like the time works in Japan. But just I see that and I'm just like, thank you so much, Swery. And I always wish him good luck like on his games too, just because I really do want him to succeed. Do what you gotta do, Swery.
Turn into a cat if you have to.
Or a monkey, I guess.
He loves monkeys.
Does. Michael, would you like to bring us into questions now?
You can send questions to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. That's called an email address. Mm-hmm. Or you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com and then a little / and type in ask. And if you hit enter, there will be a box, and you can ask questions to the box, because we're the box. Mm-hmm. We're inside the box. You slip the question in, and we look at it, and we giggle.
Judgment.
Yeah, the judgment giggles. The giggles of judgment. And here we are inside this box. Flashlights. And we read your questions like this. Shoeless asks, what is the best book adaptation of a video game you've read, seen, heard, or experienced? Probably, well, I don't know. I read a lot of those Halo books. They were okay. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't read a good one. Like, I've read the Witcher books, but those aren't adaptations. Those are the origin. So that doesn't count. Some of those are adaptations, and some of them aren't. I think there's 2 or 3 that are the original sources, and then there are some afterwards that take place after the games and aren't that author. I'm not sure. I don't know, because I remember at one point the author was not very happy with the video game. I don't know if that's still the case, but... I couldn't tell you, but...
Yeah. I think that counts. Whatever, that counts.
Sure. Well, then it's definitely the Witcher stuff, because that those are just really fun fantasy novels on their own. But I feel like this person is bringing this up because in the Chooch Discord, which is at thegamezone.zone,
subtle.
I've been reading from the Metal Gear Solid novelization.
What a piece of shit.
Yes, it is.
What a fucking piece of shit.
It fucking sucks.
I'm moving on. The Halo Fall of Reach book I thought was really good. Mm-hmm. Even the campaign in Reach, like the Halo Reach, was pretty good, but the book gives you a lot of background on what Spartans are and how they came about and why people like them or hate them. I thought that was neat. And it's kind of the story that Halo's never told, because Halo loves its dumb science fiction. Mm-hmm. It would rather do other stuff. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones writes in and asks, how do you think Sega will follow up the success of Sonic Mania? Or alternatively, how will Sonic Forces ruin the slight boost of integrity the Sonic brand has attached to it now? You answered your own question.
Yeah.
Sega's doing really well away from Sonic. They own Atlas, they own the Total War people, they have a much larger PC presence than they ever have before. I'm really happy for Sonic fans that Sonic Mania seems to be good. I don't want to touch it. I'm done with Sonic. He's dead in a grave somewhere. Shadow has shot his tombstone, and Shadow is now also dead. Knuckles is crying into a bottle of whiskey. Tails is on a ship to a faraway land. I'm done with the series. Have you had a chance to play any Sonic Mania?
Not yet. I do want to. But yeah, I would be a little worried about Forces. I would say basically, just based on how like positive everyone was to Mania, if Forces does just like trip and fall on its face, I could see Mania just being the new norm. You know, like if they do end up just being like, hey, let's let these people keep making these Sonic games. Like hell, if they just let like Christian Whitehead and like that team of people make games that were basically just like higher end games that were basically like Sonic Rush and all those like portable Sonic games that people actually really like if you just took that like idea and then just made it like bigger with a better budget, people would probably keep loving that, you know? So I could see that just being the thing if they decided to switch over that.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how well Sonic Mania sells. Because it didn't feel like I didn't know it was coming out, and it was just out one day. People were like, hey, this one's really good.
I was definitely seeing a lot of fanfare about it, like beforehand even, but
was that from normal people or Sonic fans?
Normal people.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how they followed up. I guess it depends on its sales, and maybe this is a good message to Sega that the way they were doing things wasn't working. And they might go out on a limb and try different stuff from now on, or trust in its fans and some of the talent that's out there, hopefully. I also don't care because it's Sonic. So. Anonymous asks in, with a little throwback to the news, in the next Swery project, The Good Life, what do you hope to see and not see? Coffee. I want to see coffee. Red seeds. I just want a lot of subtle references, or not subtle references, to his other games. That'd be nice.
I definitely really want to see like his older characters. Like, and obviously it shouldn't be like just beating you over the head with like Francis York Morgan is in this game, but God, I need a cameo just so I can find out what kind of cat he turns into. Like, Ryan even says that in the article, but that's absolutely true. Like, I need to find out what kind of cat he is.
Yeah. I also don't want his work to be overwhelmed with the pressure from the previous work. So if he just cut that stuff off and said, here's something new, it is very clearly still Twin Peaks because that's what I do. But maybe left that stuff for DLC or very small suggestions, I'd be fine with that. I also want a game that's, and I mean this in the best of ways, I also want a game that's playable. Like, Deadly Premonition isn't a joy to play, it's a joy to experience, and it's same with D4. So I want a game that is a little more traditional in its play style. It doesn't have to be a straight up RPG running around a town talking to all these cats. But I want something I still want something that's like Swery's style and uniqueness, but I don't need to struggle to control a car or to shoot spider women off of a ceiling covered in weird roots. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Fantastic.
No, please. Next question comes from Anonymous that just says, Olympic esports, yes or no? If you don't know, I think the Parisian Games, Summer Games, are thinking of adding esports to the Olympics. I don't know what game, but they said they're thinking about adding esports in like 2022, 2024, I may even longer than that, maybe like 2028.
I mean, why not? But also, I don't know, I'm not like necessarily for or against it. It's just like, sure, if they want to. Yeah,
I don't, like, they got rid of baseball, so might as well give me something to watch.
Sure.
I think it'd be neat. I think part of my problem with esports is how even after the international, I watched a little bit of the international, and it was just weird of people like, oh, these are the Chinese teams, and you look at the roster, it's like, this has 3 Chinese people, a Swedish man, and a South Korean on it. This is not a Chinese team. Like, there's majority Chinese, but it's like a Chinese-owned team. It's just, a part of it is the inability to latch onto a team and say, this is my team, I'm going to root for them.
Yeah.
Because even the teams I recognize aren't the same people that they were even 3-4 years ago. And so that's why I like when Blizzard announced its teams, it's like the way they were setting everything up, I thought that was nice. So at least in the Olympics, it would be, I can root for the USA and watch China and South Korea roll over everybody. But at least the team would be solidified always. So at least I would know, like, oh, right, okay, my favorite player plays for this team, but I don't like the team, but I want to root for the player. I don't want to do that. I don't want a spreadsheet to figure out where everyone is every international. That's frustrating. But sure, why not? Who cares? Who cares? Whatever. They have weird games. Then what is like the Winter Olympics? You like cross country ski and then shoot and then cross country ski again. Like, who cares? How is that practical?
Yeah.
Video games are practical. Anonymous writes in and asks inquiries, questions. Is Borderlands 3 ever going to happen? And if so, would you have any recommendations for what Gearbox should do with the franchise?
I'm like 90% sure they've already announced it.
Yes, they announced it. That's all they've done, and said like, we're hiring.
Yeah. I would just say, just try to, like, I don't think the base of that game is bad, I would just say, just punch up the writing a little bit, and I'm sure it'd be fine.
I don't know, it's hard because you live in a world with Destiny now.
Yeah.
So I think you'd have to have some sort of online component, because Borderlands 1 especially lived off of DLC. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how its tale, like, continued. So that is a very much an old business model. So if you want to have a strong investment and get your money back and then some, you kind of have to add multiplayer. And if you add multiplayer, you have to have some form of cosmetic loot box or something. So I would like, toss out classes, or keep classes, but toss out how they're individual characters and give me a character creator. And then give me like a squad of pre-made like soldier like they did before. Like, I would much prefer that. And then if my friends join in, they replace the squad I'm rolling with, or however they do it. I would much rather enjoy that. And that way I have my person, my hero, with my guns, with my look, however I want them to look. And then also I can roll that into online, make it like update it, make it modern. Mm-hmm. And then keep all the like little things. Like, I don't mind some of the humor of Borderlands, like even the Tiny Tina stuff. She's kind of not really in that game a lot, and people. Yet when you bring up Borderlands 2, that's all people harp about. That's all people point out.
That's why I'm saying they just need to punch it up a little bit. Like, just if the writing can be as good as Tales from the Borderlands, that would be that's asking for more than I would expect, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I don't even need like that level of character motivation. I just want that kind of humor, like the finger gun fight. Like, you exist in this over the top world, so like there are ways to be over the top and make fun of yourself. And I think that was definitely its way of like, this is a game all about guns. What if they just fought with their fingers and they all actually died with their fingers in fake grenades? What if they all believed? Like, that's a great conceit. And I do wish that actually would be a really cool level in regular Borderlands of pick up your gun and it's like pretending to hold the machine gun or pretending to hold the pistol with different fire rates. That would actually be pretty neat. And you're just using your fingers. Yeah, there's stuff you can do.
It would be a very funny like little like thing in the bottom right corner if it like had an ammo counter, but everything was like implied, like there were like a bunch of quotes around everything. Like, yeah, there's 40 shots.
Yeah, all the numbers just have quotes around them.
Yeah.
Better yet, if they had like actual people's fingers doing the quote.
Yeah, like 4-0, yeah.
Yeah. You have 40 shots left in your gun. Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, and just mentioning, yeah, like if they do Borderlands 3 and if Telltale is telling the truth about how they're probably not going to make another season.
Sort of.
Well, at the very least, if they're going to...
They said it was up to Gearbox. Essentially, they passed the buck and said, we would love to do one. Gearbox needs to probably sign a new contract that says you can do another season.
Look, then what I will say is, if Gearbox is not going to sign a new contract, then there better be a good reason, because those characters just show up in 3 then.
I don't even need those characters. I just need something along that
I like those
lines.
Characters.
I do too, but I'm fine with them not being in Borderlands 3. I'd rather them
die, but
I'd rather them be off on their own in good games and then potentially mediocre ones. I hope Borderlands 3 comes soon. I love the first 2 ones. I love playing it with friends and alone. So
sure,
I have a lot of fond memories, especially the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Our final question comes from Anonymous. You can send questions by emailing us podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go over to the mysterious box where there are giggles, laughter, and no pants allowed by going to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. And the giggles will sound like this. John, Let's Play of Moro Chronicles should definitely become a running segment on the podcast.
I'm not going to play more of Moero Chronicles.
What is Moero Chronicle?
That was the game that I talked about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, with the titties, one. The titty forest?
Yes. I'm not playing more of that.
You know, I didn't remember that game, but just looking at the name of the game, I knew it was a hentai. Probably because the word chronicle is in it. I don't know why that gives it away.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Like Japanese name, Chronicle. Like, oh, it's an anime titty game. Got it.
I was gonna say, but what about Xenoblade Chronicles? But honestly...
That's an anime titty game.
Honestly...
It's an anime titty game.
It kinda is.
Like, if it was the PS2 era, I would say it's a convoluted JRPG I've never heard of. Nowadays, it's an anime titty game that came out on Steam like 3 weeks ago, along with another Sudoku, and another fucking Match 3 game, and some pornography... And Steam is now getting angry. Did you see that? This can be like an addition of news. Did you see that Steam is now going to limit the number of keys certain developers can have?
Yeah.
It was leaked off the Steam. I don't know if it was their dev forums or what, but one of the Steam Valve employees essentially said that they would restrict the number of keys devs were allowed to have, based on the number of existing sales. So the idea is, and they didn't say what those numbers would be, like, you know, it's unclear how this could affect anyone but egregious, you know, offenders. But the idea is to crib people from just requesting a bunch of keys, going off and selling them third party, where Steam gets none of that money, and then those people get to go play it on Steam.
Yeah.
Seems kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, you don't get a cut, but that developer probably paid Steam money to be on Steam to host their game. And I get it, the whole ecosystem is so Steam gets more money other ways. That's how consoles work. But, like, consoles don't, or have been unable to stop used games or third-party sales in other ways, so why does Steam get to... I don't know, that's fucking... That's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm glad hentai gets to live there. Great.
Yep.
That's enough of Curmudgeon Corner. I'll stop.
Anyway, if you send me $200, I will play more Moero Chronicles. That is my cost.
What if I gave you a quarter at CEO Taku? Would you play it then?
You wouldn't want me to. I would start it up and then you'd say, John, please stop.
No, not in front of me. No, just away from me later.
I mean, I could just claim that I did.
No, I can look at your Steam profile. I know you're not playing it. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me about the anime titties.
Like, how long would I have to play it for 25 cents?
25 hours.
That's... No.
25 minutes.
Make it $10.
For 25 minutes? No.
$5.
No, that's no. No, I don't value your time that much.
$5 for 1 hour.
Only if you live stream it. $5 at I will give you $5 at CEO Taku. $5 won't buy you something and say that's $5, ha ha ha, and devil horns appear. I will physically give you a $5 bill, and after CEO Taku, you have to live stream an hour of Anime Titty Forest Game Chronicle. No matter what happens, and I want a reaction webcam. I want to see you suffer.
Okay. All right.
It's a deal.
There we go.
Put out your guns, and then that's how we handshake.
Pew pew. All right. Jeez.
You can almost physically hear my hands in the air.
I can like.
That was my wrist. Oh.
I feel like I just signed a pact with Satan. Like
you did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't with me. I'm not Satan in this. The anime titty game is Satan.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Well, that should do it for this week's episode. We're signing off with Evil. I'd like to thank Michael for being on the show.
No problem. Finger guns.
I almost want to say no thank you because you being on here cursed me. But yeah, we'll be around all week. We have
videos going up, stuff happening.
Yeah, we got videos going up. We have that Shrouded Isle video up already. We got reviews coming up.
We should have at least one review coming. We might have a Sonic video coming soon. Mm-hmm. That should actually maybe be out by now. Just check the site. What else is coming? Andy's going to PAX.
Yeah. I don't remember if I mentioned this explicitly on the podcast, but yeah, Andy's going to be at PAX West.
Yep.
So if you're going to be there, feel free to say hi. Their Twitter is at Captain Trash, so I'm sure that if you tweeted at them, they would love to say hi. They are also going to be in the PAX Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure, again, if you're going to try to get in there and...
Boo them.
Michael will say boo them. I will say cheer, but it all depends on... I actually don't know what Andy's gimmick is going to be.
Listen,
so
I want to tell you right now, Andy would say boo them, so boo them.
Okay, all right, yeah. If
I don't know the gimmick. I don't know the gimmick. I'm just saying.
It's the League of Heels, so if everyone's a heel, then I guess you should boo everybody. All right, yeah. Okay. But yeah, so just, Andy's going to be there, so hopefully when they get...
If you're not going, don't worry. You can hang out with us. We'll have coverage. We'll have talk about it. So don't worry.
Yeah, and then when Andy comes back, they'll have stories, hopefully, so that'll be fun.
Heinous stories.
Yeah. All right, and with that, we'll see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and rate and review, and join our Discord server at thegamezone.zone. That is the URL that you type in, and it will bring you to the Discord server.
To the internet. Type it into the internet. Yell it at your computer while doing finger guns. Don't actually hit the keyboard.
Honestly, at this rate, you could probably do that. If you just go hey Cortana, bring me to the gamezone.zone. That might work if you have Cortana.
We're going to test that out. I have Cortana and I have Windows 10, so we're going to test that out as soon as we're done.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that with Siri too later.
Let's end this thing.
Yes, and we will be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Thank you.
Freedom!